What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing the tier list for Inordinate response on Scythe of Amon. Brian, let's hear the mutation.
Scythe of Amon is the map where we have to destroy 5 void slivers pre-placed on the map before timer runs out. Each void sliver we destroy adds more time, and gives more powers to the remaining ones. Enemies use random spells and get stronger when more of their friends die.
Alright, so we have Twotuuu and Eviling in the voice chat. How are you guys?
Great.
Doing fabulous.
Nice. So, Eviling, how will we rank the commanders this week?
So this week, Avenger it can be a problem for some commanders, but that's not the big ticket item. The big ticket item is going to be power overwhelming, which can really screw with people just due to all the random effects that can come out, especially like black holes and time warps. That it can freeze you in position and really work you over in a very bad way with that RNG factor.
How about you, Twotuuu?
Yeah, commanders with good static defense, they can take less damage from the effects because imagine like you're getting black hole and like a Avenger hybrid is just slapping you while you can't do anything. That's just gonna be painful for certain commanders.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is this gonna be a snipe-a-thon or not? But you guys wanna deal with power overwhelming? Sure, let's deal with power overwhelming. Let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
So Abathur is gonna be in his usual spot. So
Better.
Toxic Nest Luring is fine. Toxic Nest Luring is fine because you use a Spore Crawler, which is not really affected by Power Overwhelming. But then later on, once you have a big enough army, you can kind of ignore the mutators because you can Viper the big stuff and you have like 100 biomass queens that just keep healing. Just like 3 or 4 of them should be enough. I used Swarm Hosts and just pushed through. Later on, added Devourers because they deal good damage to the slivers. Yeah, early game is the usual, like pretty slow, so I put him in B.
Do the enemies have the ability to use spells even in disabling cloud?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think that might be a determining factor. If they can't use spells in disabling cloud, that's good. If they can, that's gonna be really bad. Anyway, Eviling, how about you?
Yeah, from my past experience with power overwhelming, I'm pretty sure they can use it past disabling cloud.
Oh.
It's kind of like one of those things where even in time stop, you'll still have power overwhelming come after you. So kind of, I think it's off the kind of same trigger.
That's a yikes.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, for Scythe of Amon, so kind of just dealing with the timings of how we're doing these tier lists, we just got Encroaching Madness, so we just are dealing with Void Rifts. The big problem with Void Rifts is the stuff they spawn out doesn't produce biomass for Abathur.
Yes.
But the Void Rifts that spawn on Scythe of Amon, they're great biomass farms. So that's a great way to catapult yourself for Abathur. I had him on a soft A but hard B. So yeah, I think we're converging on B.
How do you guys feel about Essence Hoarder Abathur with those 7 125 biomass devourers just sniping the shards?
They're gonna get like black hole and stuff. So that's
right.
If you have like 10 of them, maybe.
Well,
but like
10 of them will still get in the same black hole. So
yeah. So I think like locusts are better because they have more like free stuff to hit. They get hit by all those storms units and stuff. Yeah, and they come out really frequently once you have 100 biomass.
All right, so let's have Abathur in B. Alarak, where do we have him?
Alarak, I have him in the soft C to hard D. This week he's regardless of prestige, he's gonna suffer. He has to have units out in the field, and power overwhelming is gonna have its day with him.
All right, how about you, Twotuuu?
I put him in B because I think this is a time to use P2. You have Empower Me for like every attack wave and maybe ones in between. And you mass Slayers. Slayers, they get invincibility and they're mech. So they pump up Alarak's
Empower.
empower me, and you can like one shot a lot. If you one shot them, Avenger's not really a big deal. You get like a hybrid left maybe at the end.
All right.
But yeah, I like normally I would do the sniping stuff, but then like your War Prism's gonna get hit by power overwhelming stuff. So I would bring a probe, like he sneak up in the middle, build a pylon, and then overcharge it. And like while I'm fighting the waves, and early on, like the attack waves, there's quite some time between each one, so you can like have an empower me for the sliver and then like kill it. Then by the time the next wave comes, you'll have empower me again.
Interesting. So where do you have him? B?
B.
What do you think, Evelyn? B is fine?
Yeah, my counter to that is you're relying on empower me, but isn't Alarak also subjected to all the fun that comes out of power overwhelming? Or are you saying that when he does his deadly charge destruction wave, that kind of helps bypass power overwhelming to a certain extent?
So you can like overcharge a pylon, so that thing will keep attacking no matter what. And then like you have 50 seconds of empower me, so you might get stunned for like, I don't know, 8 seconds maybe. I don't know how long black hole is, but like it's not always black hole. And the army is actually kind of far. They're close enough to give him empower me, but not nothing else really. So yeah. Oh, I did use this. Oh no, I did snipe the slivers with War Prism and Havocs. So I sniped the 3 back ones, and I empower me the first. I did 1 base.
Interesting. Yeah, those
I'm impressed
strats.
you got that off of 1 base. Huh. Okay. Well, I'll definitely defer to.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
did I
That's
1 base?
I'm not sure it's something.
No,
I can
no. I
recommend.
think no. I expanded. I can see it. Yeah, I expanded.
All right.
But I took the bottom middle first, and then I went around with the Void Prism and sniped everything, and then used empower me for the last one at 5 o'clock.
I'm gonna have to put a big asterisk if that's the strategy, because I don't think that's something we can recommend. Like even 80% of the people who watch this video.
Questions for the Slayers: when their phasing armor triggers, does that allow them to sneak out of like black holes and all the other fun stuff of power overwhelming?
I don't know, because the Slayers are there, but they're not really fighting.
Yeah. You're just using them to boost empower me more.
Yes.
Okay.
They're just kind of there, and then like if they get close, they're also there because I can like finish off a sliver that didn't get killed.
Blink them in.
Kind of like Artanis's Dragoon, warp in 3 Dragoons, and then finish off the sliver.
All right. So without that strategy, do you think Alarak will still be B?
No. No. Like if you have to go from front door, I think actually if you empower me, I was thinking before I checked it, it's like if you empower me to defend, you can't empower me to attack, because you're not there unless you're like right at where the wave is, but you won't have enough time.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
yeah.
The only thing you can do to split your attention is overcharge and warp in a bunch of Slayers and hope that holds off whatever is coming at you.
Yeah. I'm actually leaning towards C on this one, because that sounds like a very convoluted strategy that I don't think we can actually recommend.
I look forward to seeing P3 get wrecked this week.
The sliver sniping is not as hard as people make it to be. I guess if you see it and you do it yourself a few times, it's really simple, but you have to kind of know. That's all. You have to like know where to go.
All right.
That's about it.
I'm okay with a B asterisk, because you have to know.
So if you
it's not.
If you say C, because like people probably can't execute it right, I think that's reasonable. I'm thinking. I think it's fine.
What do you think, Evilling? B or C?
I said, I range from C to D, so yeah.
Oh, all right.
C is perfectly fine to me.
Okay, we will average it out to C. Arcturus, double S. Let's move on.
Yep.
I don't think he's double S.
Single S?
Yep.
Well, is it the same like
wait for nukes? Win.
Wait for nukes. I suppose.
Yeah, bunker drops
His-
still work for
his
the first few
bunkers-
slivers.
If you're not P3, his bunkers can get overwhelmed early on though, because you don't have enough firepower.
Yeah, but we always
If your troopers aren't armed.
you always
But yeah,
assume.
yeah.
So
So you don't have to reverse clear, but if you do, it's even stronger.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll put him in S for now, and then we'll discuss later if it's double S. RT Farty.
Yeah.
Artie, where do we have him?
Artie Farty, kind of, he falls in the same, like a little less than Arcturus. So he does snipe slivers like extremely well with his solar bombardment and then Archon dudes. And you can kind of just hang back as long as you get the vision that's necessary by either sneaking observer in or flying a Phoenix into position and just wait and put aim on a timer.
Yeah.
I have him S to A.
How about you, Twotuuu?
I can't put him in S because he doesn't fight the waves very well. He fights the slivers very well, but he doesn't fight the waves very well. So he's still strong. What did I use? I used Mass Dragoons, and later on I added Tempests because the Dragoons body block each other. So I added Tempests so I can shoot from like
Even further.
so more things can shoot. I put him in A because yeah, offense is the same, but defense is a little bit weaker than Meng's.
Agreed.
All right. How about what do you think, Eviling? A is fine.
A is perfectly fine to me.
I had him in S because it seems like it just make cannons to just be a little more resilient. But if you guys say A, if it's not unanimous, it's not S. Dehaka,
A.
where do we have him?
Dehaka. Dehaka, where did I put him?
S.
Dehaka.
He's S.
Oh,
Come on.
So his creeper host sniping strategy kind of gets slowed down by spells
But it still
because
works.
yeah, it still works, but like if it might not be as good as usual because yeah, like if they get black holed or something, then you're gonna need more volleys. Other than
Fair.
that, it's the same like primal worm plus pack leader defense against waves, and then creeper host against slivers. So A.
Ooh, how about you, Eviling?
I had him from S to A.
All right.
So, yep.
So both of you had him in S. Let's have. I actually had Dehaka in A, but I defer to you guys. Phoenix.
I said A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We put him in A.
Oh, we're all converging to A. Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix, he relies primarily on his army, on units, and that is a problem for power overwhelming. Avenger, not too big of an issue for him. He has the firepower to deal with Avenger, but yeah, so I have him from B to C.
How about you, Twotuuu?
With P2, I think if it's a ground comp, you just run over it. Like you get hit by spells, but they die and you get more. You just throw bodies at them over and over until they disappear.
It's air.
Yeah, if it's air, it might be hard. Even in the bases, like when you're fighting in the sliver areas, there's like broodlords and stuff. They're gonna be big. But the good thing is that Caldalis, since he doesn't hit air, he hits the sliver, so he'll kill it.
Yes.
And with P2, it's kind of like you have Avenger, right? With the Avenging Protocol.
Yes, literally
So,
Avenger.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Fighting
I put
Avenger
him
with Avenger.
I put him in A, but I can see B.
Yeah, I
Because
actually
of
personally
air.
had him in C, or I had him in B because of the just throw angry zealot at the problem thing, and the issue with air. So is B okay with everyone?
He is perfect.
Yeah.
Han and Horner, where do you have him?
Han and Horner is actually pretty good. So spawn camping the waves becomes really easy once you have like your economy going. You need about like 4 sets of magmines. You just dump them at both spawn points, and then you'll kill pretty much everything that spawns there.
Interesting.
And then I use P2 mass battle cruisers. So starting from the 3rd set, you just throw both. I throw both call downs at the same time to weaken them like crazy, and then I go in with like tons of battle cruisers and Hellions, which give my battle cruisers more attack speed. I put Han Horner in B.
Okay. How about you, Eveling?
I have Han and Horde from B to C. So the good thing, so kind of like Phoenix, they have good damage. So Avengers, not that much of an issue. Their biggest issue is power overwhelming, and depending upon how, if you're gonna be massing Reapers, you're in for a really bad day. But if you're using like battle cruisers, strike fighters, getting off the free damage, using your call downs, then yeah, definitely I have them. Yeah, I think B is a good place for them.
I had him in C, but both of you guys say B, so let's have him in B. Karax. Where do I have him?
Karax. I have him in S. I mean, he's one of the other commanders like Arcturus that's well known for handling Scythe of Amon very well. P3 is allow you to burst down the shards and just put Amon on the timer.
How about you, Twotuuu?
Also S, except that you should definitely have backup observers nearby, because some of the spells, like they might, like especially that, what was that, the Ascendant spell, the Psionic Orb. It's like if they do that enough times, your observer might disappear, and if you're hitting like the top left or top middle one and you don't have a backup nearby, they're gonna regain lots of HP, or shields. So yeah, as long as you have backup observers nearby and you know where to place your observers so that they are less likely to get killed, you should have no problem. And for defense, you just mass like cannons plus monoliths, which are good against both, well, power overwhelming, and then Avengers not that big of a deal because they have like free healing.
All right.
So yeah,
I would just add that if you are about to lose your observer, you can still do the orbital strike slight vision area thing. You can time your orbital strikes like half a second apart or something, and the orbital strike leaves a little tiny bit of vision where you can still keep clicking that spot. Just don't move your cursor. You can still hit it if you time it right. And for defense, you can also get shield batteries and energizers. Just get the all important. It's the all important shield battery upgrade, the energy upgrade, guys. He's totally F tier without the energy upgrade. It's important. All right, S.
Trauma.
Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan against many comps with immobilization wave will completely nullify the hybrid. And then I think I used Ultralisk. I used P3, so more money. And then I use Ultralisk. So attack wave comes, and then you immobilization wave, they're dead. And then if you hit like the left side, you immobilization wave and you kill most of the enemies near the sliver, so you can go in at that time as well. So if you don't have enough mass 3 points though, I'm assuming you have enough, but if you don't, then I don't think you can use this strategy. But with that said, Kerrigan, I put her in B.
All right, solid. How about you, Eveling?
Yeah, I have her in a soft B, solid C. The problem with IC for Kerrigan is,
Air.
in my mind, she always, air, and she always, the standout thing is she always struggles with power overwhelming, because her early game is just her mostly, and she gets tossed around quite a bit due to power overwhelming, and then again more units, so that's a problematic issue. You can once you get to the point of being able to spam Omega Worms, then you can slow down your attack waves coming to you, have that buffer at your base, and defend properly. But yeah, the early game is going to be a little rocky. So yeah, I agree with B. I can, but little leaning more towards C.
Without prestige, still B.
Yes, you
All
do
right.
the same thing.
Nova.
Although kinetic blast is pretty good.
Yeah, kinetic
against
blast is
air
pretty good.
units.
Nova, where do we have him?
Nova. So she definitely has significant firepower to take down the slivers. The P3, I mean, you can just go in uninterrupted. I think all power overwhelmings will still target Nova, P3 Nova, but I mean, she can still walk in unimpeded and do her thing. I have her A to B.
A to B. Well, how about you, Twotuuu?
I use P1 Liberators, the usual, just like you just like poke them to death with strong. Well, yeah, Liberators are really good.
They are.
Attack waves, if you have good timing, you can even like
Airstrike.
like Strike Fighter, not Strike Fighter,
Airstrike. Griffin
airstrike them to death, and then no hybrid. But even if they're a hybrid, you can still fight them. Against Zerg, you have to fight air hybrid, which is a bit more annoying, but not completely. Like the air hybrid are weak. I think Avenger doesn't even do anything for them.
They just become bigger.
So yeah, they look bigger, but I don't think they do more damage.
Oh, they move faster.
Yeah,
they overshoot even more.
But they're not more dangerous, not that much more dangerous. So yeah, I put Nova an A.
All right. Without oh wait. Evelyn, you said B or A?
I said A to B.
Oh, okay. Both we had an A, so let's have her in A. Without prestige, still A.
Yeah.
Airstrike's good.
Yeah.
All right. Raynor, where do we have him?
Raynor. I would say it's P3 battle cruiser time, and mineral dump. Use your minerals on spider mines. Spider mines are not. They're good against Avenger, but they get like attacked when they uproot, so they get fungal and stuff, and you might lose a lot. So not the best, but it's better than like massing Marines in bunkers.
Yep.
As the mineral dump. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they're terrible though. So I put them in C.
Yeah, same as my experience. That was a pretty fun game, by the way. How about Eveling?
I had them soft B, hard C.
All
Kind
right.
of the same thing. They will get wrecked hard by power overwhelming unless you go P3 battle cruisers or you can go Banshee Viking in order to get your cooldowns on your cooldowns out faster, and then that's also a way to do it. But yeah, use bunkers and use spider mines to help defend yourselves. Bunkers will keep your Marines safe from all the power overwhelming fun stuff.
Without prestige, still C?
Without prestige, could be D.
I think so. I would still think you do the same thing, because you're still gonna want to mass battle cruisers, and like having a lower cooldown is better for like using the Hyperion to fight attack waves, but not for hitting slivers, because just Hyperion and Duskwings won't be enough to kill stuff, especially if there are lots of other enemies.
Yeah,
so you need battle cruisers to help you fight. If you use Banshee Viking, they're gonna die because they're too fragile.
Yeah, I was thinking actually he might be even D. He might even be D without prestige. But well, we were talking about prestige here, so C it is. Stat Boy, where do we have him?
Stat Boy. It's kind of Avenger. I mean, he has Zerglings that kind of don't care about anything, and power overwhelming. Again, his cost unit efficiency due to recycling is substantial. Yes, he relies a lot on units, so the power overwhelming will have its way with him. But I mean, with stat zone, overcharging the hugs field, yeah, he's going to not have that much of an issue. Definitely not S, but I think A to B.
All right, how about you, Twotuuu?
Yeah, I put him in A because he has green zone and he has hardened shield lings, and then you add ultralists for like more damage later on, or hydralists versus air, or corruptors versus air if you want like units with more HP. All of those options are great. So A is fine.
I just use investors. All right, it's unanimous A, so A it is. Stukov, where do we have him?
He's the worst one, in my opinion. I think he's the worst one because P3 doesn't care that much about power overwhelming, but they still kind of do, and they suck. It sucks against Avenger. then you use P1, but you can't hit air because well, Diamondbacks pull things down, but Diamondbacks die because they have to get close to pull them down. So Diamondbacks aren't really good options. So you're left with like tanks, and
Yep.
tanks don't hit air.
Yep.
And they might run out of ammo. If they get too close to your tanks, the tanks will die. So overall, Stukov will have a very hard time. So I put him in D.
Ooh. How about you, Eviling?
I got him from C to D, and pretty much most of the things that Twotuuu said. To add, I mean, if there's air, you can go with infested liberators. But again, it's units. They are subjected to power overwhelming, which is going to drive you up the wall. That my damage damage mitigation cloud form liberators are now no longer in cloud because they're stuck in swirling around into the toilet bowl.
All right.
So yeah.
So both
D.
of you had him in D. So let's have him in D. Swann, where do we have him?
Swanny Bonnie. So he mentioned earlier that structures are not subject to power overwhelming. So that is great. And we know Swann for floating factories. So send your army of floating factories, and yeah, just burn down the slivers as need be. I have them from A to B.
How about you, Twotuuu?
So, if you don't know how to do the drill, like just drilling the slivers with drilling the slivers with a factory coming in from the top left of every sliver. If you don't do that, it's gonna be very hard to deal damage offensively. But defense, no problem at all. So I would say like if you use P2 and you just fly factories, if you don't want to use Hercs because you're not sure where to teleport, then you can fly factories around the edge from the bottom all the way, just like shift click, bottom left corner, top left corner, then to the top middle. You can just like keep building factories and keep flying them around.
It's a
And
very
then you kind of
long
send
flight.
one in and then
That's a long haul flight right there.
yes, I would just teleport a Herc. And,
yeah, I would too.
Yeah, early on before they build too many defenses.
Can you do a reverse
if it's
clear
like,
with
yeah,
Swann?
if you might your ally might want to take the middle or something, but even if it's the second one, it's still okay.
Yeah.
If it's so like, and by that time you should have enough resources.
All right.
You just teleport to the top middle and then you build stuff. I put him in S because I think like his factory does, if you put it in the right place, it doesn't care about you don't even have to worry about losing vision because you're not gonna.
They don't do enough
But of
damage
course,
output to out repair or to out damage the repair drones or the
they're not
fire
if you
suppression
put
system.
the factory in the right place, they're not gonna attack the factory.
Oh, really?
Because yeah, I've done this many times. They don't attack the factory because they don't like the bottom left sliver has brute lords. The brute lords can't hit it, and maybe like one mutalisk will hit it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The top middle phoenixes will hit it, but phoenixes do nothing. Top left is oracles and banshees and colossi. They don't hit air. So
about how many factories do you need per sliver? One? Is one enough?
Yeah, you put one, and once you see it on your screen, once you can see the shield health bar, the shield bar, you can stop moving, hit it, and you just hold position.
Yeah, I can see that.
This does take practice, and like if they get too close, you use one of your concentrated beam or pulse cannon to like, hey, go away, let me focus, and then they'll go away. They might rebuild. They will rebuild their stuff, but if you get in the right position, they will stop hitting you for a while, and then you can continue drilling.
All right, I'm just a bit concerned that it takes a while for the drill to kill the sliver, and I'm a bit concerned there are some allies who might just teleport over there and aggro the enemies over to your factory.
Oh yes, for sure.
I can put them in. I can agree with S, but I'll put like an S star on an S asterisk. Because
I would say A because of if your ally doesn't know what you're doing. They're just
Yeah.
ruining for you.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you got vision for me. Let me drop some Marines there, and then
Let me drop everything I got there.
And then die.
yeah,
Yeah.
then
Okay. Yeah. That's for that reason. I think it's not quite S, but still really good. That sounds still really good. So I'm willing to
Mhm.
concede A. What do you think,
yeah,
Eviling?
A is-
Agreed. I had him from A to B. So yeah,
All right.
kind of. I did have S in mind, but yeah, kind of what Twotuuu said is it takes practice to get down to it, know the positioning, and ally sabotage is a real thing.
I honestly should try that one time. I haven't really done the laser drill sniping with Swann with just factories. I should try that so I can kind of see what you guys are talking about because I haven't personally tried it yet. Tychus, where do we have him?
Tychus. Tychus, you play normally. You like if you're in any trouble, you just medevac, and then you have Odins to clear an entire sliver area. You kill everything there, and then you get like free reign. Anything that's still alive gets stunned by SAM grenades,
Nice.
and hybrids that are too fat will get stunned by SAM grenades.
Letter.
So, A.
How about you, Eviling?
I have from B to C. It's just that entire power overwhelming. I've been screwed over hard by Tychus on just due to RNG screwing with me. And if RNG is on your side, then yeah, you should be able to have a nice, normal, clean run. But yeah, if it's not looking your way, it can be hair pulling experience.
Yeah, I've had that experience before. Power overwhelming is a big range. We've actually had a discussion before. Remember, Twotuuu? We had a discussion before on whether power overwhelming is easy for some commanders or not because of the range of spells you can get or not get.
Oh, I think I use P2. So if you don't sometimes like if there aren't enough enemies for them to use like a fungal, they're not going to use it. So there are quite a few spells that the enemies won't use because you just have like you're fighting with like one guy at a time. If you're using P2.
Looking at the list of guys we have in B, I would easily put Tychus over any of them. So I'm okay with A or top of B at the moment. What do you think, Eviling?
I can definitely see an A if things are going right in terms of the power overwhelming rolls.
Yeah, that is the thing. It's
I-
so much RNG.
Yeah, P2. Yeah, it comes down to how much practice you have with P2, making sure you're good at not F2A moving, and yeah, let's just sign up for A, I guess.
Yeah, we can like put it on bottom of A or something.
I would say like serious turrets are basically like static defense
that's true.
that's really strong with P2. So you throw them and then you move Tychus like next to it. So even if Tychus gets stunned or something, the turrets will still do tons of damage because of Lone Wolf buff.
All right. Let's move on. Vorazun, where do we have him?
Vorazun. So time stop is a great thing, especially with P3. That becomes like almost equivalent to like a nuclear
shard.
annihilation or solar. Yeah, bye shard. So just wait for time stop, blow the shard away, and just keep on defending, and then wait till your next time stop. I have it from A to B.
What do you think, Twotuuu?
I would say A if you can spawn camp with Corsairs, but if you can't, then it's not. Like I feel I have this thing like I think like people who see Avenger hybrids will just black hole them like instinctively, and if you do that too much, you're gonna run out of
Energy.
stuff.
Yeah, that
You're gonna
makes
run out
sense.
of energy.
So
Yeah, and then for the time stop, you need at least 12 shadow guards to kill a sliver. The third one. What I did, I killed the first two slivers with the first call down the first Shadow Guards kill the first one, time stop kill the second one. So like 2 are dead before 5-6 minutes. I killed 2 of them already. And then I just
Cool.
waited a long time accumulating Shadow Guards, using them on waves. Then when you have 12, and then you can time stop. Otherwise they won't die.
So just one
the sliver
base
won't die.
and one base and defend,
Yeah.
or one base and snipe. So where do you have?
Oh,
them?
you can expand.
Oh.
Oh, I put her in B, but I can see A. Like,
Yeah, that's the strategy sounds A, because it's almost risk free. You just have to execute it properly.
I guess if you don't spawn camp the waves, then you just have more to fight.
Something like that.
Yeah, I guess it's okay. Yeah. A, all right. A is okay.
Evelyn, you okay
Yeah.
with A?
A is perfectly fine. That's kind of the whole reason why I have her from A to B is she's not Arcturus level, she's not Artanis level, she's not Dehaka level. So yeah, she can snipe shards off of one base, but there's a little more work that needs to happen before she can get to that point.
Actually, I actually can see that. I can see that. I'm okay with A or B, but I'm personally thinking A. But we can put a bottom of A or something.
Mhm.
Zagara, where do we have him?
Oh, this person. This is where P2 is good.
All right.
So P2 against Avenger has always been really good. And what I did was later on you add corruptors, and then you like aberration corruptor, and then you I tried bio launchers. And
Hey.
you put bio
Of
launchers
course.
out. You can put bio launchers outside the bottom left or the top middle. But I tried it, but didn't work.
Oh.
So what happens is like there's like one. I did some testing. There's like one spot where you can hit it without aggroing the enemies. But that's also like if it's not the fourth one, because if it's the fourth one, then they start getting then they'll get closer to the edge and they'll attack the bio launchers. So that sucks.
Which one is the fourth
So
one?
yeah. So I found there's one spot that works, and I'm not being aggro. I saw it, but I put them in C because they can fight pretty well, but
Still really
they're
bad.
good stuffer. Yeah,
Well, average, mediocre.
better than Stukov.
Better than Stukov. How about you, Evelyn?
I had them from B to C. Just trying that entire deal with Scourge sniping. Oh, that's not that's gonna be in Scourgeane.
Alright, Scourging. We still need to know where that spot is, Twotuuu. The one where the shards
fourth
can't
sliver.
hit you. Which one's the fourth one?
No, I used it against the bottom left,
Bottom
and I don't
left.
think I actually like killed
Bottom
it.
left.
It's just
Oh, you think you can just damage it, but it doesn't kill it. It's not enough DPS.
I guess if you wait long enough, it'll die, but I don't think there's enough time.
Wait a minute. So
But at
bottom
least-
left, you stuck it in the bonus area?
No. Right below the ramp.
Oh, okay.
That's where the enemy spawn.
Yeah. That's why
Yes.
it didn't work.
That's why it's not a good idea.
Anyway.
I did for attacking, I would just rush in with corruptors, and then I leave the aberrations because the aberrations don't do anything.
All right.
So it's just rush in with corruptors.
The aberrations don't do anything because of the power of overwhelming.
No,
They're ground units, so they get hammered.
they're gonna be busy fighting ground units. So I'd rather just like fly in, and all the ground units that cannot hit air, they just do nothing to the corruptors. So all the things that hit air, that's like half the units are nullified because
Corruptors are extremely tanky with the second prestige.
yes. So once at some point, because P2 you max out a lot more quickly than you might think. So it's like, so what I did is just like after my aberrations died, I just spent my minerals on spines, and then I used all my gas on corruptors.
All right. So
Still C with all that.
what do you think, Evelyn?
Yeah, I agreed. B to C, and C makes perfect sense to me. Just just checking before you send your corruptors in, you're turning on intensified frenzy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Always. Oh, I just checked the spot that I used the bow launchers from. I damaged the sliver like more than half before I decided to just finish it off with corruptors.
Nice.
So I think if I waited a little longer, it would have just killed it.
Nice. Fantastic. All right. Without prestige.
But the enemy, if the enemy spawned there, it's all dead. So
Without prestige. Still
no, without prestige, worse, because you need the P2 corruptor
All right.
bonus plus cheaper, more HP plus cheaper, right? I think they're cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Zeratul, where do we have him?
Zeratul, we said structures don't have to deal with power overwhelming, and he has structures that can just project across the map. So I have him A.
How about you, Twotuuu?
Yeah, same thing.
Nice.
You're gonna get enough cannons at some point.
Nice. All right. Plus, you can demote the enemy. So even with Avenger, they're gonna be like Avenger drones or something. So
Or you steal them with.
you steal them.
Archons.
Yeah, they lose their power overwhelming and their Avenger, but at least they're not they're not a threat anymore. So that's gonna be really nice. All right, A. It's a very A heavy list this week. My goodness. So first order of business: do we promote Arcturus to double S, or is like not because there's just one other guy in S?
He's not. He doesn't make it. It's not that easy.
Yep. Agreed. It's not straightforward.
Yeah.
All right. So for S, he's still top of S, right?
Absolutely. It's Scythe of Amon.
What do you think?
I feel like Karax is better unless you use Manx to reverse clear.
I think Arcturus is better because you can just wait every 5 minutes and rain nukes. And that's it for the objective. I don't know. It seems more, I don't know, reliable for me. You don't even need any units there. And for the yeah, just wait 5 minutes and drop nukes, rinse and repeat, win.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Arcturus is better.
Okay.
All right.
And if the nuke doesn't finish it off, you send in the Pride of Augustgrad to finish it off.
That works too.
For the last one especially.
All right. I usually just Earth Splitter down the last one. If it's
Oh yeah, if it's one of the close ones.
Well, if it's anything but the furthest one, you can still build a few Earth Splitters on the expansion area. If it's the furthest one, I usually just nuke the top left one as early as I can, so that I don't have to deal with it whatsoever. But I don't know. If we're using only nukes, yeah, I can see that maybe being an issue. But as long as you nuke the furthest one right away, your ally can't really clear the first two shards that quickly, right?
If they clear it that quickly, let them clear all of it.
That makes sense.
Let them solo.
Anyway, yeah, that's why I still have Arcturus in S. But I can see the point for Karax. For Karax, it's just defend and just wait until you have enough energy, then fly the observer in, then just wait until the shard dies as you slowly bombard it with orbital strike one shot at a time, while you slowly regen energy while shooting it. I can see the case for both. I just think Arcturus is slightly better because just one click instead. For Karax,
I've never done the wait 5 minutes one because there are better ways.
Right.
But I can see it's always a secondary strategy or backup plan that always works.
Yes, that's the key. It always works. But I can see the Karax thing always working as well. I don't really think there's much point debating this because they're both S. They're both really good. If you have one, just use your favorite commander. But I will still prefer slightly over. Anyway.
Yeah, that makes fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Who's top of A? We have Artanis, Dehaka, Nova, Stetboy, Swann, Tychus, Vorazun, Zeratul. I think I have Dehaka top of A. Seems so
It should be
solid.
someone who can attack and defend pretty easily.
Dehaka, right?
Dehaka is one of those.
Who else can attack and defend very, very easily?
Zeratul.
Zeratul. I guess Tychus as well.
Stetmann, kind of.
Boy.
Stetmann.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So let's have those guys: Dehaka, Boy, Zeratul, and Tychus. So among those four, I think I like Dehaka the best. Of course.
I agree with that.
All right.
He seems more solid to do all of that above. And I mean, worst case is, I mean, the lesser of the evil is being an Avenger.
Yeah.
Eat the Avenger.
Yes. You have pack leaders and you have Earth Splitters that can shoot up. So what's not to like? All right. Who's second best? Zeratul?
Zeratul.
All right. Then Boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Then Tychus or Artanis?
I thought Tychus was RNG kind of.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, let's put Artanis over Tychus. Because
I would put
still,
Artanis over Tychus.
Yeah, it's still just slow bombardment, Archon dudes. Your only issue is a bit of defense, but with cannons, dragoons, and shield overcharge, I can see that working pretty fine.
Shield overcharge is huge.
Yeah. All right, shield overcharge Artanis. Puts him just behind Boy. And then
Tychus at the bottom of the pack.
Tychus at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, the remaining guys we have Tychus, Nova, Swann, Vorazun. Among them, who's the best?
Vorazun?
Vorazun? Because of the...
Because it's time stop slivers down.
Yes, I can see that very much working. All right, let's put Vorazun after Artanis. And then Swann?
So Swann is like, if you know how to do the drill thing, it's easy. If you don't, then it's very hard.
Yeah,
because you're not going to do any... You can't use wraiths.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to be sending a chain of factories up that way.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have a guide. I'm pretty sure I made a guide on this.
All right.
Swann sliver sniping for the... I made this like previously. Guide to drill cheesing on SOA. Okay, yes, I made this already.
Nice. Guys, watch that video. Just Google... I'll probably forget to put the link down below because I'm like a forgetful person. I'm a boomer basically, but does that put Swann higher among these guys? Tychus and Nova. Okay, so Tychus is bottom of A. So we're debating whether Tychus or Nova should be slightly higher.
I'd say Swann is above Nova. Just for his building defense, structured defense, which helps kind of nullify power overwhelming. And then if you're going with P2, then you have your laser drill, which chunks down the slivers very nicely and everything else in its path.
Kerrigan versus heavy air also kind of sucks. Not Kerrigan, Nova.
All right, so Swann?
Yeah.
All right. So Swann, Nova, then Tychus. All right, who's top of B? Fenix?
Fenix is the easiest one. You just run in.
Straightforward. Very straightforward.
Straightforwardiest. Then Abathur?
I would say Abathur,
yes.
Han Horner, Kerrigan.
All right, so it's correctly ordered. Nice. And then for C, Alarak, Raynor, or Zagara? Ooh.
Yikers.
I think Alarak was stronger, but that's because I used the
War Prism snipe.
The War Prism
overcharge.
It's a lot less risky than you think, especially since like if you're afraid there's a death crystal, then you go in, if you're outside the pink circle, you overcharge, then you drop a havoc, and then you look around. There are no crystals. You drop a probe, build 2 pylons, and then you're done.
What if there is?
You overcharge. overcharge, and then the sliver goes down.
Oh, if there is a void or Death Grip Crystal, you put down 2 pylons.
Yes.
Okay.
So they can't get. So even if they somehow grab your War Prism. So War Prism stays outside of the Death Grip range because it's outside the pink circle, right?
Yes.
Then you overcharge whatever like little void rifts are nearby. You look around and you don't see anything dangerous. Then you drop probe. You build 2 pylons, 1 or 2 depending on which sliver. Then you overcharge them, and you have like a machine gun going, and the sliver will go down.
All right.
For the early ones, you probably only need 2 overcharges. The later ones, you need 3.
Ooh, that's a lot of eggs in one basket. But still, we're
Yeah.
talking C here, so.
Yep.
I don't
It's
have
a lot
any...
less. It's a lot stronger and less risky than the other 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to do it with the other 2. All right. So who's better between Raynor and Zagara?
I think
Raynor.
Raynor. Yes.
All right, and then Zagara, and then in D tier, poor old Stukov. Should have been 2 commanders, so it could be in B. Anyway, guys, watch Twotuu's channel. I will link it down below, and I will see you guys next time.